So I'm just looking here. Okay, great. Okay. So, all right. Well,
Let me get out your way.
you ready? No, you're up here. You're on the speaking agenda here.
Oh, you gonna do me like, what are you gonna do me like that for?
I'm giving you a heads up at least.
Hello.
So, well, to Trumbull Early Childhood Development Center, and this is, first and foremost, this is a place where all of our little kids grow up, and so we actually have dozens of these all over the city. And we just wanted to let folks know this place was redone about a year ago. I'm saying all this because we're not here to talk about early childhood. But this was a great location for what we do want to talk about because of the intersection between raising kids and also affordability and the challenges that we're seeing all across our city, but also our state and our country when it comes to costs that are rising, costs for childcare, costs for food, costs paying utilities, costs for rent and housing. These are all things that are making it more and more difficult for our families. And so what the city is announcing, and we started at the State of the City, is our Affordability Albuquerque project. And the idea with this project is we're going to actually try and literally lower costs or keep costs down for as much as we can as a city for everyone in Albuquerque. So we're going to touch on some of these, but it also has a connection to food. And so we'll talk about that in just a little bit. And for us, we understand that, look, we're going to try and freeze every fee that we can. So we're not going to have any more increases. That means things like whether it's the zoo or business permitting or all the fun things we have at the city. Also, we're going to try and make some things free, like gyms in our community centers, and also pet healthcare. And of course, we're keeping public transit free. Now, we also know that, excuse me, some of the cost issues are around early childhood care, which is why we're here. And I do understand that there was an announcement this morning now that all the early childhood efforts are going to be covered by the state, which is awesome. We were basically going to do that anyway, but we're going to take the state and say thanks for doing it one day before we announced it. And so what that means is, look, the city for a long time has had low or free cost early childhood care. In fact, we're the largest provider of early childhood care in the entire state. But now we want to make sure we fill every seat and that everyone knows about that, because sometimes we do have additional capacity. And now all parents, regardless of income, need to know they have a free place for early childhood development, which is incredible. We're the only state in America that has that. And because of our scale, Albuquerque is the only city that can offer that more or less right away. We'll see how many people take us up on the offer. Now, the last piece of this that I want to talk about is the connection to food, because the food costs going up have been an issue now for many years, and they continue to rise. And the question is, well, what can we do to actually help with that? Because the city obviously isn't in charge in general of food costs. But we do know that we've had a lot of barriers with respect to connecting local food growers to just families who need food, because there's all sorts of middle people in between, and frankly, there's large corporations in between. And so we're trying to connect those two and also train the next generation of youth so that they understand how to grow food, but also how to distribute food and how to have local food businesses. And that's part of what you're going to hear and learn about from the great work that the CABQ project has been doing. And so that's also about connecting local food to things like EBT and also incentivizing grocery stores to carry local food and changing a lot of our laws around the rules around local food. Believe it or not, we want to sort of legalize local food selling, which sounds weird, but there are a lot of bureaucratic challenges on who can sell what kind of food. And so we're going to be going to city council and asking for some changes to make sure that it's just as easy to sell local food as it is sort of corporate processed food from out of state, which now is not the case under city law. So we're going to be working on that with the legislature. Okay, and we're also going to target these investments, of course, into our communities that have the most need. And of course, this area in the International District is a long documented food desert, but we also have an amazing market that we're building right on San Mateo, right next to the ACS headquarters, that we think is going to be a hub for local food and produce. But also at our community centers, we're growing local food, and that's exactly what the CABQ project is doing at Loma Linda Community Center. So now let's hear from some of the practitioners working on this each and every day. And first we'll start on the early childhood front with Dr. Blackman Mosley.
Thank you.
I'm Dr. Donita Blackman-Mosley, the Associate Director of Child and Family Development, and I oversee all of the City of Albuquerque's early childhood services. We provide services to expected women and children birth through age 5 in both home-based and school-based settings. In our centers, this beautiful center that you're standing before and seeing, we provide services to our earliest kiddos, early Head Start kiddos from birth to age 3, which is federally funded, so there's no out-of-pocket cost to families. We also provide New Mexico pre-K services, which is state funded, and again, no out-of-pocket cost to families. In addition to our early Head Start and New Mexico pre-K services, we also provide preschool services, which are geared towards serving children that are ages 3 to 5 that aren't eligible for the state program or the federal program. And in the preschool program, it's extremely low cost for the families, and we even accept child care assistance. So families have a large potential of not even having any costs that Mayor was talking about, the state picking up all the costs for early childhood services. Our services, we provide 3 meals a day to each of all the children that we serve. You know, as a proud grandmother, I can say that my grandson is actually receiving early childhood services through the City of Albuquerque. So we really stand behind what we do and believe in the work that we're providing. We focus on school readiness so that when children leave our program and head to the public school system, they leave prepared and ready for that new setting. And so thank you for your time and the opportunity to talk about the city's early childhood services.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and now let's hear a little bit about the Semilla project and local agriculture.
Hello everybody, Yat'e Goasehopa. My name is Aaron Lee. I'm from the Semilla project. I live in Coche de Pueblo. I'm also Navajo and Lakota. My title at the Semilla project is the Land and Food Sovereignty Manager. So basically what that means is I help to take care of some community gardens that we have in Albuquerque. The first one being at the Loma Linda Community Center right there off Yale and Gibson. And then we have another site in Corrales. And one of the biggest things that Semilla believes in is that the real solutions come from our communities. And after having done about 60 surveys within the Loma Linda Community Center area, we found that a lot of community members were craving spaces and seeking out spaces where they can learn how to grow food, you know, take their kids to kind of like experience what it means to kind of work with the land again. I think the hardest thing living in an urban environment is, you know, we don't have that direct access to land anymore. So, you know, when you're trying to grow food or learning how to do that, you don't really have a space. So we're hoping the Loma Linda Community Center could sort of be a conduit for connecting, you know, community members to, you know, growing locally sourced produce. And right now, every Thursday, we are feeding about 60 family members with our locally grown produce. And we're hoping to keep, you know, providing more and more. The city actually gave us a little bit more land to expand. Sorry. The city actually gave us a lot of land to expand more of our growing efforts. So we're going to be opening up a food forest area and sort of like we're thinking a vineyard or maybe just like another Three Sisters garden. But we're really excited. A lot of people have been really receptive to the work that we're doing, and we're getting a lot of volunteers out, and just hoping to keep the work going and creating more community gardens, hopefully with the city. Thank you.
Okay, now we also have, of course, Kata Sandoval, who does all our child impact office work, and Tony Johnson from Parks. Anything you two want to chime in on? Well, from the Parks Advisory Board, but, you know. Yeah, he's a board member.
I'm on your Military and Veterans Affairs Commission.
Did we move you? We did move you. My bad. And Veterans and Military Affairs, hence the hat. All right. Anything you want to add, Kata? No. Or questions from folks? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all so much. We appreciate it. Thanks. And we'll do a quick, we'll do some other videos too here with